This is disgusting.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for bringing it.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for bringing me here.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for this.
Tyler.
What?
You're not gonna kiss me, are you?
That was kind of the idea. Yeah. Come here.
No, not tonight.
Not one?
No.
Not one at all?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
Okay. Now let's just get rid of that.
Tyler.
Come here.
No.
Come on.
Come on, Tyler, no.
One.
I think you should go.
I don't think so.
We have a big problem and we need your help.
It's happening on college campuses, at bars, at parties, even high schools.
It's happening to our sisters and our daughters.
Our wives and our friends.
It's called sexual assault, and it has to stop.
We have to stop it, so listen up.
If she doesn't consent or if she can't consent, it's rape. It's assault.
It's a crime. It's wrong. If I saw it happening, I was taught you have to do something about it. If I saw it happening, I'd never blame her.
I'd help her.
Because I don't want to be a part of the problem.
I want to be a part of the solution.
We need all of you to be part of the solution. This is about respect. It's about responsibility.
It's up to all of us to put an end to sexual assault, and that starts with you.
Because one is too many.
One is too many.
Oh God, that's awful.
You brought it.
It's what I could take from the roommate. Ugh.
I had a really good time, Tyler.
Have a good time too.
Well, we should do this again.
We can do it right now.
Maybe not tonight.
Okay. Not tonight. See you tomorrow. Do you need anything else?
No, I'm good.
Hold on. Have some water. Night, Ashley.
Night, Tyler.
Welcome to ODU's dynamic learning community. The college years are pivotal ones, filled with many new opportunities and some new responsibilities. As a Monarch citizen, you are responsible for promoting wellness, safety, and respect at ODU. You will need to learn and comply with ODU's policies, including, but not limited to, new rules prohibiting violence, such as sexual assault, dating violence, domestic violence, and stalking. This 15-minute tutorial covers what you need to know about these forms of interpersonal violence. You will learn key definitions and campus facts, how to dispel myths about sexual assault, how to identify symptoms of partner abuse and stalking, knowing how to help and how to get help, knowing where you can go to disclose concerns confidentially, as well as reporting incidents and university and community resources.
I know discussing sexual assault, domestic violence, dating violence, and stalking can be overwhelming. But understanding these issues and taking the time to take this tutorial will help you make the most of your relationships and your time at ODU. If you have any questions or concerns after this tutorial or with your time at ODU, just stop by the Women's Center. We're located at 1000 Webb Center next to Student Health Services. You can call me at 757-683-4109 or you can email me at jbautti@odu.edu. Some supportive things that you can say to help your friend are, I'm sorry that this happened to you. It's not your fault and you are not responsible for someone hurting you. And also suggest that they come and seek out services at the ODU Women's Center or the YWCA Sexual and Domestic Violence Services.
We want to create the safest possible environment at Old Dominion University so students can focus on their academic goals during their college years. In order to have a violence-free campus, each of us needs to understand the law, and though it can seem overwhelming, it's really not that complicated. According to Virginia law, anyone having sex with someone without their consent has committed rape. Sexual assault is commonly defined as any form of sexual contact without consent. Virginia state law, as well as Old Dominion University, defines without consent this way. A person cannot give consent if they are mentally disabled or incapacitated, physically helpless for any reason, including alcohol or drug intoxication, overcome by deception, coercion, or surprise, Under ODU policy, unless all parties involved give consent for any sexual activity, it is a violation of the university's discrimination policy. Most of the time, we think of consent in the negative. For example, she didn't say no, or scream, or punch, or kick. It's important to understand that consent is about hearing a clear yes, much more than it is about not hearing no. And most importantly, if you don't hear no, it doesn't mean yes. Ultimately, having sex is a mutual decision. Both parties must be aware and sober enough to understand their decisions. Above all, no means no. I'm not in the mood means no. Silence means no. I really like you, but means no. I'm not sure means no. Well, you get the point. In addition, there are laws relating to other forms of dating or domestic violence, such as intimate partner abuse and stalking. If an individual's pattern of behavior is emotionally or physically abusive towards their partner, or their repeated actions cause someone to feel threatened, both the law and ODU policy are in place to protect students. The bottom line is the law and policies are there to help you stay safe. If one partner attempts to maintain power and control over the other through sexual, physical, verbal, or emotional abuse, then this is dating or domestic violence. If an individual's pattern of behavior and/or their repeated actions cause someone to feel threatened, this is stalking.
When we think about what sexual assault looks like, we often imagine a stranger in a dark parking garage or someone lurking behind the bushes on campus. However, the reality is very different. 90% of sexual assaults on any campus in the United States are non-stranger assaults, often involving alcohol in a familiar location. These are not scary scenarios, and so potential victims let their guard down, making them vulnerable to predators. Most campus rapes are committed by a small group of repeat offenders. Studies on the subject indicate that only 6% of campus men commit these crimes. These sexual predators groom and then exploit the trust of acquaintances. For example, the offenders may walk around campus in the first weeks of school, inviting new freshmen to their house parties, where they encourage them to drink. They may then try to isolate them in a room for an assault. In fact, the first 3 weeks on a campus are when a woman is most at risk for sexual assault in her lifetime. National studies estimate that 1 out of 4 women will be victims of either attempted or committed sexual assault during their college years. So if you sense that someone might be in danger, get help.
Learning how to handle all kinds of new relationships successfully is part of the college experience, and everyone deserves to be in a healthy, growth-promoting relationship. Here are some facts to consider. 32% of U.S. college students report that they have experienced violence with a partner. 66% of female victims and 41% of male victims of stalking are stalked by a current or former partner. It is important to learn to identify the red flags for dating violence, and if you see something that concerns you in a friend's relationship, say something to them and to a person who can be of assistance. The longer someone is in an abusive relationship, the harder it is to get out, and over time, violence in unhealthy relationships usually increases.
You should be concerned about your friend if you notice patterns of power and control in his or her relationships that may include jealousy, blaming, isolation, manipulation, physical, emotional, and/or sexual abuse, stalking behavior, or changes in your friend's behavior.
Your friend can also see a counselor at Counseling Services. The office provides confidential and supportive counseling for sexual assault and dating violence victims, including assessments and referrals. The Office of Counseling Services is the only on-campus agency that provides comprehensive mental health services to enrolled students. The services are welcoming and very respectful of all students regardless of their race, gender, ethnicity, age, sexual orientation, citizenship, or physical status.
Encourage your friend to get medical attention at the ODU Student Health Center or other support services. A victim can always go to the health center for medical care without reporting the assault or abuse, and a medical examination can detect injuries, STIs, and pregnancy. Since the health center does not offer PERCs, physical evidence recovery kits, they partner with the Norfolk General Hospital to provide this service. Victims are entitled to a PERC exam, and the center can coordinate the transportation to the hospital for that free exam. Students can have a PERC done without reporting to the police.
The ODU-PD is a professional police department that operates within the parameters of local and state federal laws. Because of these parameters addressed, ODU police officers are well trained and the detectives have received intensive specialized training to ensure that investigations are thorough, that the correct offender is identified, and most importantly, that the victim's rights are respected.
Be patient as you support your friend. Recovery takes time. You may think that they should be over their assault or abuse by now, but for some, the process of healing takes years. Let them know that they can find counseling through our counseling services on campus or response of the YWCA to positively cope with their abuse or assault. And as a secondary victim, you may need support yourself. In addition, the Student Ombudsperson Services, SOS, can help students with any academic, administrative, or personal roadblocks along their journey to achieve their personal and academic goals.
Old Dominion University has put in place many different resources and departments to ensure that you feel safe at all times. Whether you're on campus or off campus, you deserve to feel safe. The Office of Student Conduct and Academic Integrity is there to ensure that you know your responsibilities and rights as a bystander or victim of sexual assault and abuse. Please utilize this office to ensure that you know how the student conduct system works and if you're ever called into your hearing. Whenever we learn that our friend is going through sexual abuse or assault, it's often normal to feel angry or have the urge to retaliate. I want to remind you that it's not about retaliation or anger that's going to get your friend the help that they deserve. One of the many wonderful resources that we have here at Old Dominion is the help of resident assistants in all residence halls. Resident assistants have been equipped with many different resources and training to ensure that you feel safe at all times. Please seek the help of your resident assistants. They're only 3 or 4 doors down from where you live.
The Office of Institutional Equity and Diversity houses the Title IX Coordinator and Deputy Coordinators for the university. This office investigates issues of sexual assault, sexual harassment, and other forms of sexual violence. For more information or to file a Title IX report, you may go to this office and report to the coordinator or deputy coordinators.
So remember, the best thing to do is encourage your friend to seek out resources and support services at the ODU Women's Center or the YWCA. And if your friend's in immediate danger, call 911. Seeking out support services and reporting the crime is important. It's the best way for the university to ensure everyone's safety.
For confidential support on campus, contact Counseling Services. Confidentiality is an important aspect of counseling services. All records are confidential and are not part of your Old Dominion record. No information will be released without your written consent except in emergency life and death situations and is legally required. For confidential medical services, students can go to the Student Health Center located in Webb. For additional support services, students can go to the Women's Center or Student Ombudsperson Services Office. For additional information, also please refer to the Safe Monarchs Guide.